the prisoner balanced a pineapple on his head, but he picked up and grabbed and started eating it. The officer immediately raised his gun and aimed at him. Right then, the Jewish boy broke into a German hymn. The Germans were so moved they let both men go, but the assistant reminded the commander they were still one short of today's quota. The officer snatched up his cap and hurled it, and in the next second, as darkness fell, a guard tossed a sausage onto the ground. Two prisoners lunged for it, but the guard wasn't entertained enough to keep messing with them. He made the two prisoners slap each other. Winner takes the sausage. Mike couldn't stomach watching this anymore. He stepped forward and easily sidestepped the prisoner's swing. The guard exploded with rage and shoved the prisoner aside, but he completely missed Mike and lost his balance, hitting the dirt. That's when the colonel decided he wanted in. A former boxing champ, he and Mike exchanged the traditional fighter's salute, and the match was on. No matter how the colonel threw his punches, Mike slipped them all. Mike saw his opening and cracked the colonel square in the face, blood pouring down. But the colonel wasn't mad. He recognized this prisoner. He was a world boxing champion. When the prison brass caught wind of this, they brought in a 300-pound brute to face Mike. Staring down this giant, Mike didn't flinch. Using his quick feet, he dodged every shot and ended it with one crushing blow. He'd won food for the POWs. To tear down Mike's hero status, the German officer ordered his men to drag the Jewish boy onto the platform. The boy tried to get up, but his hands were wired together. The Germans threatened that if they didn't fight, they'd execute everyone right there. The other POWs took off their caps and prayed. Then the captain raised his gun. Mike roared at the boy, but the boy spun around and charged the Germans. Mike, completely shattered in that moment, could only growl where he stood. The Germans were finally satisfied. That night, they strung Mike up in the middle of the square, his injured hands bound. The Germans hung a sign on him that read, "Boxing Champion." They cut him down the next day, beaten and broken. He refused to give up. He made his way to the camp's boxing ring. Mike watched a German drop a starving prisoner, so even with his busted hands, he climbed into the ring. With lightning-quick footwork, Mike slipped the German's punches and even taunted him. When Mike hit the canvas, he was still smiling. That set the German off completely. When the German swung again, Mike drove his head straight into the punch, snapping the guy's wrist, then laid him out with one devastating shot. The place went absolutely crazy. Mike had won this rigged fight, but the Boxing King was immediately shipped off to other camps to keep fighting.